Hello and welcome to another episode of Prophetcast. Today is July 27th, 2014. I'm Steve Hayes.
I'm David Curry.
And we are the Thought Prophets. The Thought Prophets is an atheist/secular group dedicated to the promotion of open discussion, continuous learning, skepticism, and science. You can check out our website at www.thoughtprophets.com. Find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and many of the other podcast searching or podcast playing apps by simply searching for
Amanda was
Podbean.
right. Well, Amanda was right. We really have saturated all this shit.
We have. We are all over the place now. So simply go to your favorite feed generator, I guess, and look for Prophetcast. Also find us on Twitter by simply searching for Prophetcast or Thought Prophets, and join our Facebook group by simply searching for Thought Prophets. Wow, I said simply a lot. Yeah! Anyways, you can check out our entire backlog on YouTube or Google Plus, actually, but I would rather go to YouTube. Again, search for Prophetcast. Yeah. We have no special guest today. It's just me and Mr. David, and continuing our adventures, which was a cool title for the. I liked it.
All right. It's like we're the new reincarnation of the Hardy Boys. We have adventures now.
Right. Yes, the Hard-On Boys. I like it.
Nah.
No.
Dude.
Okay. Well, I thought. All right. Well, I thought Hardy was already taken. Like we're hard on the case. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, okay.
We work hard on the case, kind of thing. What were you thinking?
I'm not that line, I suppose. I mean, Hardy. That was just their last name, man. They were the Hardy Boys. It doesn't. No. There's no sexual innuendo there.
No. South Park did a thing about the Hardy Boys, and they solved the crime. So.
Right.
Yeah. So, what's new, man? What's new? What's going down?
Not a whole lot. As for those of you who watched the last week's episode with my wife on there last weekend, we got down to business and did the Warrior Dash, and it was fantastic, fucking amazing. I recommend absolutely that everyone should do a race like this sometime before they die. Absolutely. I mean, it was invigorating. I didn't really do a whole lot of training, but I still felt prepared for it. It wasn't really as bad as I thought it would be, although some of the obstacles were challenging more than difficult. But it was still a really, really great experience, and I got to give a shout out to everyone who donated. We actually exceeded our goal, and we made, I think the last number was 1,165.
That's the number I remember.
That we made over, and we were actually the top team for St. Jude, who we were the top raising team, so the closest team behind us was only at like $800 or $900, so that was kind of a kick in the pants. Yeah. So next year, definitely going to get on this a lot sooner, and hopefully try to make double what we made this year.
Right.
I'm not going to shoot for, we're going to get $5,000. No, I'm just looking for double. Just double.
Just double. It's not. That's all. Just $2,000.
It's not that bad.
And maybe if we should. I might actually do it with you, and it's actually kind of cool to hear. To hear how much you guys did actually raise for it, and obviously it's for the cancer research and stuff. So that's amazing. So yeah, that's there's a demonstration of some atheists doing good in the community, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So nice. That's cool.
That it was kind of funny how because anybody who took a look at the website, our team name was Charlie's Angels. It was a play on words because my daughter's name is Charlie, and I mean Charlie's whatever fucking A. And, Charlie's Angels are not just the badass, like all-female kick-ass team or whatever. It was interesting because it was just kind of funny in that way, kind of ironic.
Because you are angels, but you don't believe in angels, so they're... Okay, never mind. Yes.
Right. Well,
right.
no, because
I'm with you.
but also, I mean, this kind of helps us for next time because we get to be, we get to make really. I want to make T-shirts that have, kind of real funny, like Charlie's Angels, the Second Coming, or something, or the End Times, Charlie's Angels Returns.
Yeah. That though, if I'm going to be jumping on, I think you're going to have a harder time getting me to jump on board with that name, because I'm probably going to do something like, hey, we're fucking atheists. Maybe team name that might work. I don't know.
Have like
I don't know.
This nice kind of religious message on the front with Charlie's Angels, then on the back just be like, by the way, we don't believe in your shit.
Yeah, we don't believe in your nonsense. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it a little bit. I'd like to, I think, get that idea, or not that idea, but get the represent atheism a little bit more, because of people not knowing. A lot of people have no idea that atheists even do good things. They think, we worship Satan, and I mean, well, don't get me wrong, I do. I mean, Satan's a pretty cool guy.
Well, yeah, I mean,
with him all the time, but
also, when I first started the St. Jude campaign, on Twitter there were some people who came to me and they were like, well, I mean, does it really matter that you're engaging with an organization that's secular? I mean, what's so bad, or what's so good about that? What's so wrong about that? And trying to point out that the majority of especially nonprofit companies like this that deal with cancer research and helping kids and things like that are religious, and it's I tried to make the point where it shouldn't matter, sure, but
right.
back to that these major religious organizations who are doing all this charitable work at the same time preach and proselytize to these people and hand out, spend thousands and thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars of this donated money on Bibles to give to kids in, impoverished countries. Right. That's a disservice. It's take those hundreds of thousands of dollars and put them towards food, clothing, right, clean water, instead of handing out a book that we have evidence that, like in South Africa, that this book is actually causing harm to children, because people get in their head that these kids who are just acting crazy because they're fucking kids are witches. And so what do? They mutilate them, pour acid on them, burn them, kill them in some instances. So how about you do some real good and actually join an organization that doesn't do that kind of shit?
Yeah.
So...
yeah, exactly. Maybe join something that will help build up a town and allow them to survive on something. Somehow
right.
Get some kind of water filtration, or maybe some better buildings, or a library, something, or a school or something that you can try to get some education in there, so that way they can take care of themselves. You know what I mean? They can...
Right, and it's not also. I think that a lot of the religious organizations that do those kinds of things, go out and build a school or go out and build a well, that they have it kind of flawed in the way that they do it, because they go out there, they build this well, and they show these people how to use it, but they don't come back for maintenance. And they don't show these people how to actually repair these things.
Right.
So you get a well, you have clean water for a couple of months until it breaks, and there's no one around that can fix it for you.
You have to wait for the next
right.
To come back around.
Wait for the missionaries to come back, or you have to try and
figure it out, right? And,
right.
Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of part of the problem, right? Is that they just don't have the education structure in place, and they just, a lot of them just don't know how to help themselves, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
it's an interesting world. The fundraising and humanitarian organizations. Very interesting.
It really is. Yeah, I want to start doing a little bit more of that. Like, I want to try to find some some secular charities and things, or something that's maybe local or something like that we can start generating more money to. Because that was kind of fun to do the whole something in my eye. You guys are just gonna watch me rub my eye for a while, but it was kind of fun to kind of try to help generate some money for a good cause and watch you guys do something. So I'd like to do this kind of the same thing, whether that be like a patron and anybody that donates just goes to a charity, or we do some kind of event with one of the other podcasts. Maybe we can talk Koranify me into something, or maybe even
yeah. Well, I mean,
like I'll talk to
the majority of these, warrior runs, or whatever you want to call them, Tough Mudder runs, the majority of them are organized by some sort of charity, and so they are accepting money.
Of course.
And so it's just a matter of finding out who they're associated with, and then, getting up enough cash to give to them. Right.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And that I also think would be kind of fun too, to just kind of look into a little more charities, because I know there's been a couple of times where I've looked at things like, oh yeah, that might be a good charity to donate to, and come to find out it's like, oh, it's backed by it's a very religious heavy charity that's going to not only send some food, but they're also going to send a wrapped Bible and and all these pamphlets, and maybe a picture of Jesus that they can hang up on their wall and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, or I'd rather again send them something that they can use, and send them more food than like the Bibles and the other nonsense that they pack.
Or on the opposite, they're not just causing a disservice by spreading this religious garbage to these people who are susceptible to it, but like that happened with me, and when I was researching UNICEF, because UNICEF is all about the children, right? Well, they're also all about denying people adoptions out of country. They would rather have children be adopted out of orphanages into families within the country, but that's kind of a disservice, because the people in these countries aren't really able to adopt these kids or put good stable situations, where people from outside of the country, like in Europe and America and Canada, wherever, better countries, not better, but
better countries. Well, America, this is America, we're better. Of course we're better. We're the best.
Okay. More financially stable, I suppose, where they would be able to have a better situation than staying in these orphanages. But there were statistics where it would show that, like, the areas that UNICEF was actually actively engaged in, that there were more infant deaths, and there were more horrible situations for the children involved in those areas. And it's like, this is an organization that wants to do some good, but at the same time their beliefs about adopting out of country is actually causing more harm than what they try to give off. So
interesting. That seems like a strange thing to try to. I mean, I can understand maybe like the promotion of like, hey, look at the kids within within America, and there's American kids that can be adopted. I could understand that, but to be actively against.
Well, I'm talking about like countries where it's like third world countries and things.
That's
like
what I mean.
that.
But to be actively against, like saying no, don't help these people. Only help the people that are like you or within your country.
Or saying that you're not allowed to adopt children out of country.
Yeah, right.
Like all those babies from China and things like that. Like they are against that kind of adoption, where it's like, okay, these children, if they stay in China, they are running the risk of being put into these horrible situations, or they can be adopted by an American family or a European family, and they can actually have a chance at a better life. And the majority of these kids are fucking girls also. It's like, come on, they're not going to have the kind of life that they would get outside of China than if they were to stay within their country.
Yeah, and most of that's China has the I know that they want a boy because the boy carrier. Yeah,
forced sterilizations and mandatory abortions and things like that.
For the number, like, you're only allowed like one kid, and most of them want males because like you carry on the family name or something like that, or brings Yeah, so there's that whole.
Well, I
whole
mean,
piece, which
males
is
are
really.
also, they're more um, financially beneficial to the family also because girls are not as important to the workforce as males.
I see. Right. Yeah, they usually get put in like the sweatshop kind of thing to do tedious things with their nimble fingers. I don't know. That's yeah. It really is. That's sad and it's crazy. I wonder. Yeah. Do you know what like is that a like China, is that like is the reason that they keep that one child thing just to try to help keep population under control, or does it stem from a belief somewhere, or is it, I would say it's a cultural thing, because I feel like that's just a cop out to say no, it's a cultural thing for us to just want to kill the women and only keep the men, or just want men. That seems like an ignorant thing to me, but
I'm not too sure. I would have to check again, but I mean, I think that it would be some sort of population control at the very least. In some way, whether it is backed by a religious belief of some sort. Some sort of backwards belief makes these people think that it's okay for them to do that. That's the basis of it. Whether it's for whatever excuse they want to give out, that is a horrible belief to have, and for a organization that is supposed to do good in the world to sit here and say that they should not be, people should not be allowed to adopt these children out of this situation is a horrible thing to do, and it's perpetuating that horrible shit. But we have a note here from Emma.
I forgot all about Q&A.
Really? Oh, thanks a lot. At least I'm paying attention. Shoot.
Yeah, Emma Rulli. I think she was on was watching us last week.
Yeah. If you want to select that. But Emma says that one reason is because a male brings in the wife to help the family, while a female leaves their family to go to the male's family. And yeah, I've heard that a lot also. That's kind of prominent in a lot of countries, like Islamic countries and Asian countries, I guess you could say, that the daughter is basically given to the family and is kind of I don't want to say servant to demean these women at all, but I mean it is basically kind of that situation where the wives, the women of the family take care of the males and take care of the greater family and
kids and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and the grandparents and everything, because they all live like all together, right? I think it's an actual real family.
Yeah, like it reminds me a lot of I know it's kind of an older book, but did you ever read the Joy Luck Club in school?
That does not sound familiar at all.
Oh man, that was an amazing book.
I read The Boxcar Children. Does that count?
No. That is one of my favorite books from back in high school. I read it a few months ago just to reread it, and it's it has a story that is in there that involves this girl being sold off to or given away to a family.
Give it away now.
It's an amazing book. If people haven't read it, I can't really go into detail about it. I've been in a funk all day, so I am hardly thinking. But Joy Luck Club, Amy Tan, I want to say. I'm probably going to...
Now you got to go look it up.
Yes, I am. Because I don't want to sit here and...
We don't want to do a disservice to you, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes, Amy Tan, yes, The Joy Luck Club, an amazing book. Definitely a great insight into Chinese culture within families and the mentality coming from being raised in that situation. So
nice. There's also a really good book too, if you're interested to know about the Wizarding World, by J.K. Rowling. You can check out Harry Potter. It's very similar too. It's got a lot of ways that a wizard's been treated and how different just just our world is with theirs.
I know. For something for Muggles to understand what it's like to actually be a wizard.
Well, it is, and I only bring it up too because I just want everyone to be wary of it's not worry, is it? It's
wary.
Damn it! I hate that stupid word. To be wary of the Dark Lord, he who must not be named. So I just wanted to get that message out there to you.
Voldemort.
Voldemort. Oh yes.
I'm not afraid to say his name.
Tom Mavolo Riddle.
Fuck that guy.
Yes. Fuck him. Fuck you, Voldemort. I'm not scared of you.
Dark Lord is as bad as Bill O'Reilly. All right.
Oh God. Oh,
no.
God.
So
wow. You know what's interesting is I come to think about that. I realized in the past couple of episodes that we've done that nothing Bill O'Reilly has come up lately. Has he just like shut his mouth? Does he? I mean, he comes up a lot when we talk when Christmas time comes around for the whole war on Christmas and fucking that whole nonsense that they perform every year. So obviously we hear him a lot then, but like what does he do for the rest of the year? Does he just sit around like what, bitching about the tide going in and out, or what exactly is he?
Obviously, right? No, well,
he's not obviously researching it, but.
I was telling you in the pre-show, that I was in such a funk today, and it got to the level of I was ashamed of the level of funk that I got into today, because the only thing that would cheer me up is going on YouTube and watching videos of Bill O'Reilly getting his ass handed to him.
That happens all the time. This is a moron.
He was just like, I need to hear some real logic getting thrown down on some motherfuckers, so...
I was going to say, for a second there, I thought you were going to say some real logic, and I turned on Bill O'Reilly. I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit there, so I'm glad that you didn't say that, because that would have been horrible.
No. Are you kidding? Bill O'Reilly is a genius.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome.
A bastion of logic and reason.
Bastion. What do you use? Bastard. Yeah.
Spell check.
Yeah, that's nice. So nice, cool. So other than that, nothing. I mean, that was a fun segue from how are you doing to a pretty interesting topic to talk about there for a second.
Sure. Oh yeah, shit. That's right. We were just talking about what was new with me here.
What was going down? Yeah.
We just wasted a half an hour. Awesome.
Yeah, we're halfway there. Oh, hey, thanks, dear. Oh, thanks. She gave me a glass. Thank you. It's a fancy glass of water. I'm so glad. I'm gonna do that.
Let me reach off screen real quick and grab my water bottle.
Exactly. Reach off screen and grab my water. Thank you. Oh, my wife is amazing. All right. So, nice, cool. Anything? Yeah, like I said, that was fun. You wasted a half hour of my time
talking about myself.
Well, it wasn't even. It was partially about yourself. It was about something that's relatively interesting. But I'd appreciate if you talk a little bit more about me, though. So
well, sorry. What's been new with you?
No, nothing. That's it. Just keep going. I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, I went and watched some fools run in a bunch of mud, and that was cool. And I participated because I got muddy at the end. So I got some hugs at the end that made me awfully muddy. So that was really cool. Yeah, I really liked the
I was
Wizard Ash thing.
You as a towel, so.
Yeah, well, it was nice. I appreciate it. I really felt the energy level there, but. That stuff was cool, but yeah. As for me, not really. I mean, I actually really not necessarily too much going on. Just hanging out, getting some things done, working on some code. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The same old.
Yeah, same old mostly. Yeah, I don't know. Been a little bit active. I got over 400 followers on Twitter now.
Oh man, no, the last time I checked, I think I was one away from 666.
Nice. I can create an account real quick if you want, and then
I don't know, man.
Just for that.
I don't know.
It would be. It's not a real Twitter user because it just.
I don't think this is good radio doing this, on the air right now.
You don't think so?
Oh wait, 666. Yeah.
Whatever. He's done it. He's now a true heathen.
Emma the Atheist. Thank you for being my 666th
Uh,
follower.
I feel
Shout
like
out.
Emma is going to be the same Emma that just so happened to maybe ask that previous question. That's pretty cool.
Oh, maybe.
Right? Maybe. Awesome. Cool. Again, thanks, Emma,
Ah.
for definitely watching the show and checking us out. So there was, I mean, there's a couple of things that was in the news that
I
was
know,
going
it
on that
sounds
was
like
kind
you're
of
kind of
frustrating.
struggling to find a segue into these things.
I'm
Let's
fantastic at
just talk about
segues.
something.
I was just gonna say, I'm fantastic at segues. Yeah, no. How's actually, I was kind of curious, David, if you want to divulge into this a little bit. How is life? How is life over with your family? Have they when it comes to your family and all the drama that we had a little while ago? Has anything more come from that? Has Michelle or anyone like actually
Oh,
tried to have a conversation with you or
yeah.
anything like that? Yeah.
No, I mean, I really think that they're kind of past it at this point. I mean, there's still just, kind of like awkward glances.
Huh. Like
But
what? Like, do they bring it up or something like that? Or
no, no. I mean, really, the only conversations that I've had within that side of the family has actually come from um, the younger generations of the family. Also, actually, like I had that conversation with my nephew, and
who blocked you, right? Or is
I
that
mean,
your niece?
no, no. I mean, they're really. I think they're kind of moved beyond it at this point. They understand that they're not going to be able to change my mind. So
Right. At least at this time, right? Do you think that do you expect anything later on as Charga starts to get older and older?
I have no idea, and I mean, at this point, really, I'm just getting when it comes around. I'm reading some books about how to deal with those kinds of things, but yeah, I'm just kind of waiting, lying in wait.
Right.
And I'm not going to make a preemptive strike or anything, but they should at least this point understand that, like, oh man, like, my
Like.
in-law, yeah, or my mother-in-law, she was going through a bunch of her stuff, like putting stuff away to pack or to get ready for something. But they came across a
Probably Ramadan, I'm sure.
old dress. I can't remember whose it was, but it was one of those baptism dresses, and she made the comment that Charlie wasn't going to be using it, so they understand what's going on at this point.
Nice. That's yeah. I wore one of those. I have a picture of it somewhere. My mom showed me like, oh, this is you in your Christian dress. I'm like, my Christian dress, cool. Glad I did that. That's awesome.
Right.
I had a lot to say in there. No, like I said, I'm the master at segues, so we can talk about this. There's some crazy news you told me the other day about a lady who got basically arrested down here in Kent, which is next to Maple Valley, so it's really close to where we are. She got arrested for funding terrorist organizations.
Right. Yeah, this was last week, and she was actually one of 3 that the Department of Justice cracked down on for allegedly funding a terrorist group. Hang on, I got the newts here.
Yeah, right there.
Al-Shabaab, an Islamist group in Somalia designated by the United States as a terrorist organization, and apparently has some sort of association with Al-Qaeda. But then again, what terrorist group doesn't have an association with Al-Qaeda? And this is coming, into American news. Of course they're going to. Right, yeah, of course, at least. And these women were citing that the money they were sending, to was living expenses for orphans or brothers in the mountains and relatives, and it was apparently being directly sent to to this terrorist group. There were 2 other women that were named that are fugitives in Kenya and Somalia, so more than likely they were sending the money to those people. But the 3 women that were arrested were Muna Osman Jama of Ruston, Virginia, Hinda Osman Dirain, I
Well
think,
done.
of Kent, Kent, Washington, here in our home state, and then Faria Hassan was in the Netherlands. And I mean, why do
Wow.
we get the woman that has such a tough name to pronounce? But
Right.
they were charged with one
Just
count of
because you're
conspiracy.
uncultured, David. That's all.
I know, right? Jeez, Tashama Hashamatata. All three
Hakuna
were
Matata?
charged.
Is that what you just said?
I don't think so. At least.
Have
Maybe.
a wonderful day.
Woo!
Hakuna Matata.
They were charged. All of them were charged with one count of conspiracy to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization, and 20 counts of providing material support to a foreign terrorist organization.
Damn.
What's crazy ass is that these women could spend. They could get 15 years for each sentence, and so I mean for each count. So they're working on 21 counts. That's 315 years that these women are possibly going to be sentenced to. But that's just fucking outrageous. Why not say life at that point when you're getting
Seriously.
Yeah.
Plus, wow, that's fucking crazy, because the last time I remember, God only allowed a bunch of men to live that long. Like, I mean, you know, up into the 600-year-old, so maybe he's turning over a new leaf. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, well, they are, they are Muslims, and, we know how much Allah loves his ladies.
Allah, yeah.
Woo!
Yes, we do, because we listen to Quranify Me, which is a relatively weekly. All right.
Yeah.
About Quranify Me. If you watch our show now, you definitely know about Quranify Me. And if you haven't listened to them yet, seriously, him, if you haven't listened to Quranify Me, fucking listen to Quranify Me and Godless Family.
It's like you should have your atheist card revoked if you don't listen to Quranify Me. Come on.
Seriously, he does some great stuff.
But
anyways,
just one more thing. I mean, the court records are coming out to say that the money transfers were broken up into small amounts, where it was like, $50, $60, $70, as much as $100, as low as $50 or $40, and they were sent directly to these al-Shabaab insurgents in Somalia, and that's where they're coming up with the other two fugitives that are out there. So what was interesting for me about this is that one of the women, like I said, was in fucking Kent.
Yeah,
that's like
right here,
within a 10-minute drive away from us. That there's this kind of thing that's happening. That we're finding someone who is allegedly, quote unquote, allegedly funding terrorist organizations.
Yeah, it's really close to home, so that's pretty scary. It's definitely scary to think of.
Yeah. Where people think that, the terrorist groups, they're all over there, they're all doing their thing over in the Middle East and other countries. It's like, well, I mean, I don't want to sit here and make a case against immigration, because I'm not at all. I'm completely for reforming our immigration laws to make it easier for people to become citizens within our country. But
I knew that was coming.
But
I knew the bell was coming.
Yeah, at the same time, it's like, sure, they caught her, and the other woman in Virginia, but it's like, how much homework are you guys doing? I mean, I'm not. Damn, now fucking Bill O'Reilly is rubbing off on me, man. Fear-mongering here. How many other people are in our country that are funding terrorists and...
Right, and how much you want to bet that they themselves don't know how the moon or how the tide goes in and out, so we can't trust these motherfuckers. Yeah.
Right.
Bill O'Reilly, God, I hate that guy. I really do. Yeah, it's a really, I mean, like I said, it's really scary. And speaking of like just what Americans don't know in other countries, like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I'm sure everybody's been following what's going on with like Israel and Gaza. Speaking of other countries and people not caring.
Oh yeah,
that shit's crazy. If you haven't heard about what's going on in Gaza, I hope so. And it's pretty crazy. I was gonna say, I had at work we did a training exercise learning about artifactory, which was pretty cool. And this guy that we had that was training us, we jumped on like a Hangout or jumped on a join.me meeting or a GoTo meeting. That's what it was. We joined a GoTo meeting, and he's sitting there talking with us, and he's like, okay, here's the product and blah blah blah. And then he's like, oh, hold on. It's like, wow. Yep. He's like, yep. Gaza's firing the rockets. He's like, oh, that sounds, it sounds really loud. It sounds like there's a war going on out here. And like plenty of times, like throughout this presentation, he's like, hold on, I've got to move rooms, and he like moved rooms to get into like a more slightly safer place. And it was absolutely, it was
Wow.
it was unreal. Yeah, we were like, we want to schedule this later, and he's like, no, we're cool, keep going. So it was pretty nuts. But yeah, I just think just what goes on in other countries that Americans just don't know and just don't care to know is pretty scary. But
yeah, and well, at the same time, it's like with I've made the comment several times that there is a short-term memory problem in our country.
Short-term.
Yeah, short-term memory. Where it's hard for people to remember what happened, only 15, 20 years ago, where...
I can barely remember what happened 15, 20 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, exactly, right? And it also falls into, like, how much are people actually willing to research into these current events that are going on and find out that, the establishment of Israel was really more or less like a land grab away from the Palestinians. Yep. And everything that's going on over there, it's to a point where Israel has set up, they will come into an area that has been designated for these Palestinians, and they will build a wall around their Jewish-only city, and they will build, infrastructure for that city. They will build schools. They will build, clean water. And just outside that city are the Palestinians who are living in poverty, who are living as refugees. And then they're going to sit here and they're going to turn around and fire bombs at these people and kill hundreds of people to their under 10 that have died.
I know they were shooting down schools and things.
Obviously, have a huge advantage over these people. What the fuck is your problem? You already have taken over this land. Come on, to some sort of fucking agreement. But it's all religiously backed, and
that's a huge problem.
Yeah,
but it's not Christianity, so it's cool. It's not a big deal. It's not anything that we American Christians have to worry about, right? Because God blesses America.
Yeah, obviously not. Not like America is sitting here backing Israel for everything that they do, and whenever they do shit like this, we just wag the finger at them and say, you probably shouldn't do that. Maybe we should start these talks again that haven't been very productive for the past few decades.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep pushing you people into a room together and have no...
What do you mean by you people?
I mean you people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That stuff's just nuts. Learning, thanks to, again, I guess, the Quran, and my wife having to do, not having to, my wife absolutely loving doing the unveiled section.
She was forced into it, people. Don't listen.
Yeah, that's right. She was forced into it. It's made me kind of look a little bit more in the Middle East and a little bit more obviously at the the Muslim faith and seeing just kind of what it is that happens over there, and it's pretty crazy. And I see what people do here in America when they cling to religion and they use their religious ideas to get what they want and to basically abuse it to step on other people. I look at the Middle East and how not only just how they're using the Quran or trying to justify things to the Quran, but what's also in the Quran is fucking unreal. So it's I'm trying to expand it a little bit more to demonstrate to especially to many Christians here that I talk with that hey, though you might not think, well, we Christians do good things, like hey, this is what religion does, which is one of the main things that we talk about a lot, we're not just focused on Christianity, although we kind of are, because that's what is most impactful to us right now. But,
absolutely, and taking a look at Islam and at Sharia law is a perfect example of how people's beliefs affect everyone.
And what happens when you have the state endorsed religion? Like, when you have a forced religion. this is what happens. Like, it's, you know, I mean, this is generally what happens, is people get abused, and this religion gets put on some kind of, you know, pedestal as if it's more important than the people themselves, and that's just fundamentally wrong. You have to, you know, the people are more important than your magical sky daddies or anything else that, you know, you want to believe.
Absolutely.
It's just crazy. So
absolutely.
So speaking of crazy ass beliefs, another thing that I read just a little bit ago, or I think it was Drew. I believe Drew posted this just a little bit ago. So thanks, Drew, for posting this. But it was the ACLU posted an article about a Louisiana school that agreed to end discriminatory religious practice due to court order. I was reading through. Yeah, I read through a little bit of it. So it's. I mean, it's pretty. I want to say it's pretty standard. It's what you'd kind of expect. There was a group, or there was a member of the school who was not of Christian faith. He was a Buddhist, or she was a Buddhist. The person was.
Right.
It doesn't say their name, but they were Buddhist, and that they felt that they were being harassed by both the staff and the students because they didn't believe in, you know, the Christian faith, and they went as far as doing things like the staff went as far as doing things like deducting points on tests when he didn't.
What?
Yeah, so basically what happened
So
is
this is like a 5 points from Gryffindor kind of shit.
right, exactly. They're like, well, not really Gryffindor, because this guy, I mean, he could be Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff, yeah.
Hufflepuff.
It's those guys are the ones that are causing the fucking trouble. Like, that's no one expects Hufflepuff. It's like the Spanish Inquisition. You know what I mean? No one expects it. All right. But anyways, what they're saying is that allegedly, like, science teachers would give him, you know, bad marks, or would take away points if he didn't answer questions like, "Isn't it amazing what the blank has made?" with about 400 exclamation points after it. And obviously the expected answer is Lord. So it's amazing what the Lord has made.
Really?
So he said that he did, you know, obviously didn't put the kind of thing in, and that he would, you know, get deducted points. And apparently it was similar things like that was going on here at the school in Louisiana. What is it? It was over in oh my gosh, Shreveport, something like Shreveport. Maybe it's French. I don't know. Anyways, it's the bottom one. Louisiana school agrees court order. Yeah. But anyways, he was. Anyways, yeah, I said this. It was a 6th grader that was a Buddhist. So, yeah. So it was just. This kind of thing kind of, you know, really frustrates me, because I'm from what I can tell, that this was a public school that this kind of thing was happening. This wasn't a private school. And you know, and it's a little, I don't know, I guess for me personally, it's a little frustrating. It's not frustrating. It's still a great demonstration of how the whole religion can, you know, why it needs to, you know, stay in the church and stay out of schools and stay out of education, because, you know, it
perpetuation
problems.
Yeah, the perpetuation of this the Christian nation standard, where it's like, well, here is a child in a school that is not a Christian, and you're going to sit here and make all of these claims that we're a Christian nation and that, you know, God needs to be in our schools. Well, which God?
Right. Exactly.
Which God do you want in our school?
Pick one. Right. Yeah, obviously the Lord, the one true God, David. That's an easy one. Everybody knows that, right? Thor, maybe? No, Thor's
Odin. Sorry.
Odin's a good one. Thor's going to be a woman now. Did you read that, by the way?
Yes.
That's so cool. I'm so excited. Yeah. I heard there was some feedback I got from some people that were like, "Oh, this is so dumb," and "Oh, they ruined Thor," and I was just like, "Fuck you, man! No, that's awesome. Like, I am stoked to see a woman Thor. I'm sure she's going to be badass. Although I do have a little bit of reserve, as I'm really, really hoping that they don't over-sexualize, which I say I really hope it, but it's America and it's Hollywood, and I have a feeling that you know, Thor is just gonna the Thor as a woman is just gonna end up being in some kind of sexy ass outfit, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
you know what I mean, like that's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
be the focus. And
I am totally waiting to see me some ironclad bikinis here.
right, well, that's just, yeah, and see, and I don't mind, I like it, don't get me wrong, I like ironclad bikinis as much as the next guy, but I'm really kind of hoping, like, the more that I'm learning, the more that I'm trying to not trying, the more that I'm getting into more of the feminist stuff as well. It just really, it is kind of looking at that kind of thing, like that would be a fun thing to show my daughter, like, hey, Thor's a woman, and that's awesome because Thor's badass, and a lot of great stories come from Thor. But if they just over sexualize it, and make her just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Make her the the typical girly, the girly girl.
I mean, look at Wonder Woman's outfit at the same time, though. I mean, it's pretty sexy, and Wonder Woman is an incredibly strong character. I mean, she's a fantastic female character, but
well, and yes, and Wonder Woman's outfit. I mean, but Wonder Woman was designed up back in a time when, I mean, again, times were a wee bit different when Wonder Woman was created, right? I'm just a wee bit. I mean, yeah, I guess not nearly, not as much as we'd hope it changed, but I don't know. Again, I'm just personally hoping that they don't over sexualize her. I hope they make her into a badass, like not.
I'm not really more worried about the appearance that they give her, because I think that it could. Unless she is strictly in literally a bikini, and that is it.
Right, and
that's kind of a problem because.
Right. Well. Yeah,
but really, I'm more or less worried about the actual character development of it. Along with because some of the pictures that I've seen, it looks a lot like Thor's outfit, but the difference is instead of a full breastplate, it's just kind of like a iron bikini top. And I mean, I don't have a problem with that as long as the character development doesn't fall into the stereotype of that dress, where she is some sort of bimbo or some stuff.
Right. Yeah, she cares more about once we're done beating these monsters or beating.
Does my hair look good?
The world, does my hair look good? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go buy myself a new, some new shoes or something like that. Yeah, I guess, I mean, yeah, maybe that's also, I guess, a real big concern. I kind of agree with that. That's just, I guess that's kind of what goes along usually with when they over sexualize them, is that they end up turning them into this, the dumb stereotype of. Like I said, like a bimbo, or just cares more about shopping, or what I mean, like just that stuff, to where it's like no, make this a strong woman who's intelligent and awesome. Although from the stories from Thor's not always, he doesn't always think it through. So I mean, that's the other thing too, is
and so I mean, also the women that have been portrayed in Thor already. I cannot remember her name, but one of his companions, I mean, she doesn't put up with any shit. I can't remember her name. But already the women that have been portrayed in Thor are strong female characters. I mean, his mother, Odin's wife, was ready to freaking gut, some people right there. So.
Yeah.
You got to remember that these people are portrayed, from Vikings,
right?
And they were pretty heavy on women warriors as well, or at least women being strong enough to, compare to that.
Yes, those people were, but unfortunately in America really cares about titties, and so, except that we don't, because we want to shun titties away from save the children, but we want to plaster it all over our television, but still be so scared of it.
Obviously.
Sometimes I really hate how some of the nonsense that goes on.
Well, I mean, at least we don't do the same thing, that censors do in Japan. At least our porn isn't censored for penetration.
Well, yes, that's true.
Just saying.
Look, okay, that's fair. I guess, yes. I don't know. I guess for me, the realization came to me, I guess, when I went to YouTube and realized I could watch someone get shot in the head on YouTube, but I can't see any titties on YouTube. and yet you
Oh,
turn you turn and look at commercials, and it's perpetuating sex in almost every fucking commercial. And then I also, I look at the memes and things of those, like, like a woman breastfeeding in front of the Victoria's Secret, place, and how people are, like, scolding the woman for breastfeeding when she's standing right in front of this, like, literally almost completely naked woman that, it's, yeah, exactly. Yep. Ass. All right. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That stuff, that kind of, I don't know.
No, I can agree that I am kind of worried about them over-sexualizing it, but so far, I mean, with the women that have been portrayed in the Thor story so far, I don't think that it's necessarily going to be a problem. Especially, I think that there would be a lot of people that would be super pissed off if they took a female Thor and made her into a bimbo, because it's the Thor story is actually really interesting because the hammer has actually traded hands to a couple of people. I think that one of the incarnations of Captain America actually wielded the hammer at one point, and it really is kind of its own entity in a way. It's really interesting what Marvel did with the mythology surrounding Thor. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to get a little bit more into the Norse gods with Danny and stuff soon, because he's been showing some interest in those. So I'm going to get that should be fun. But
totally.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I guess going back to the. Well, I don't want to go back to that. Never mind. Yeah.
It's been done. We've moved beyond it.
Yeah, we moved past whatever it was. So I mean, is there anything new that's been going on in like the Twitterverse? We have 6 minutes left.
I know.
Like anything new and exciting in the Twitterverse that you've been like the pimping or promoting or following? Like, because I know we did like the Free Mubarak stuff. Was really fun to pimp and promote. I would say fun, but that's not the right word.
Honestly, I haven't really been paying too much attention to Twitter recently, and I feel bad about it.
Well, yeah, you have more followers than I do, and I've been paying.
Yeah, obviously.
No one's following me. What the fuck?
Obviously. I mean, I haven't really paid too much attention to what's going on in Twitter at the moment, just because I've needed a slight mental break from some of the bullshit. But one thing that I guess are we getting into the pimpins portion because we just have so little time?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Because we don't.
Now for some pimpins.
Woo! Because we don't talk enough about Paul as it is already. Any of you who are patrons for his episodes on his most recent one where he talked to Religious T, he makes a little note there. Yeah, that was a good episode, but he makes a little note in the description that he is finally going to be releasing my episode that Jake Farwharton, Candace Bell is in it also, and myself, and Paul's going to be in it, and then I think Paul's significant other is in it as well, Mrs. Q, about the just blatant disregard for any sort of logic that that fatwas can have in Islam. So that is going to be fun. Keep an eye out for that. He said it was going to be in August at some time. Yeah. Maybe because I've said something now, he's going to push it off even longer. But
yeah, the new Unveiled too is really funny. I'm really excited to hear what he does with that too, because I listened to I didn't get a chance to listen. Amanda kicked me out, but I got to peek a little bit at a few of the things that she was coming up with, and it's pretty exciting. So that's cool. Yeah, nice.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that stuff's pretty cool. Actually, I mean, if we're going to be in the pimpins, one thing that I definitely want to pimp, and I've been meaning to pimp a little bit more, is Godless Family. So this Tuesday, David and I are going to be on, along with Aubrey's husband, Adam. We're going to be hosting Godless Family, which
We're
is
not going to be hosting. You're going to be hosting.
okay. You're right. I'm going to be hosting, and I'm going to be introducing the guest of David and Adam.
Because now you are the one that hosts everything. So
well, you know,
watch out, Jake.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, watch out, Jake. I'm coming for your show, man. Yeah, so so this should be fun. Actually, I'm pretty excited. That show's gonna. I will admit though, I'm a little bit nervous because they're far less. Well, one, Aubrey's way more organized than we are.
Oh yeah, that
man, that also.
I wish we could be this organized.
I know, like, had an email that's just like, here, read these 3 things. Here's a few topics to talk about. Here's what's going to go on here, and things. Was just looking at that, going, wow, this is awesome.
Expect these questions and
right.
talk about this. It's like, oh, you're so crazy. This is amazing.
This is great. So that's going to be kind of fun. But the biggest thing that I'm really worried about is that I'm not supposed to swear on that show, I guess, because it's, you know, supposed to be a little bit more family oriented, I believe.
That's
so
right.
that is going to be a little hard to ask me what my opinion is, to give my honest opinion without vocalizing it with curse words. So,
well, for once, you just have to think before you speak.
That's really hard to do, though. You know what I mean? I prefer, like, just saying it, like, here. The reason I just kind of say it, because, you know, they say that you know, forgiveness is, you know, or asking for an apology is easier than asking for permission. You know, or asking for forgiveness is easier than permission. So, I mean, that's what I said. Like, is it cool if it's just the tip? And then she says cool, and then.
Well, since you're getting random here, totally random, I just opened up YouTube so that I could start to, you know, edit the descriptions and shit that we got in here, and on the front page, blasting in my face, is the Comic-Con trailer for The Walking Dead Season 5. I'm about to freak some shit out because I didn't see this yet, so all you Walking Dead fans out there, let's flip some shit about just how crazy this trailer is going to be.
I have no idea. I haven't watched it. Unfortunately, my wife is not a fan of horror movies, or horror shows.
Sacrilegious, really.
I've been watching Orphan Black lately, and that's been fucking cool. So that's a pretty rad one. But we have just a minute or two left, so definitely want to make sure we get some more pimping. So we definitely pimped out Paul. We pimped out Godless Family. You guys should definitely go check out those shows. They've got there's a backlog, and just simply go search for them on the interwebs. So that stuff's always cool. Yeah, I mean, the Book of Mormon, don't forget, I definitely want to talk about that, because Drew's episode's going to be coming up soon. Drew went and talked with David from the Book of Mormon, or My Book of Mormon, and he recorded actually having a reading with him, and he said that it was pretty freaking awesome. So
nice.
I thought, you know, definitely pimping that out a little bit, because I'm looking forward to hearing what they did. So I'm sure it's going to be pretty badass. So definitely check out My Book of Mormon. And then there's such a slew of awesome podcasts out there that, I mean, I could rattle them off for a little bit, but I'm just gonna just drop those couple of ones for now. So is there anything else, David, that you wanted to kind of touch on? Anything that you wanted to let our awesome audience know? All these heathens, heretics, apostates.
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, nothing. Is there any? Do you have any more runs or anything that you're going to be doing here soon? Anything that you're requiring money for?
Well, we were considering doing the Seahawks are putting on a beast mode run or something, where it's kind of like the same thing we did at the Warrior Dash. We were considering doing that, but I need a little bit of time to rest up. I can still feel it in my legs. So
yeah, can you feel it in your lungs? Is the smoke still?
No, actually, surprisingly enough, I guess I could give an update on that. Yeah, since I've started smoking the vaporizer that I have successfully been without a pack of cigarettes for over almost 2 months now.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Woo!
Nice. Well done. Well done, and congrats. Smoking is a nasty habit.
Yeah, right. But that's not to say that, you know, I have refused cigarettes from people, so
You're an asshole.
I know.
So much for that.
I gotta wean myself off somehow, man.
So much for that. Awesome. That story just went downhill.
Hey, come on!
Thanks
It
a
went
lot.
from a pack every maybe 2 days, to a few weeks ago, I only had 4 cigarettes in 1 week. So that is a huge improvement. All right. And I didn't spend any money on it. Because you're not a smoker, you don't understand. People out there who are smokers who are trying to quit will understand where I'm coming from. When I say that quitting smoking is the toughest fucking thing to ever quit. Quitting hard drugs was easier than quitting fucking smoking cigarettes.
Yep. I do not smoke cigarettes. Just leave it at that.
Yes.
Yep. No thanks. Yeah. No, that's just Well, like I said, that's awesome. Still, irrespective of the fact that you smoke 4 nasty cigarettes perhaps a week, that you are cutting it down. And that's awesome. I'm definitely proud of that. That's great.
Yeah, buddy.
So cool. So as for me, like I said, other than I'm really excited to do Godless Family on Tuesday. That's gonna be cool. Paul's gonna be contacting me too soon. I think he said he's got something that he wanted me to do from Corinify Me. So I'll let you guys know a little bit more probably next week about that. Speaking of next week, who do we got going on next week? I don't know. Do we have anybody scheduled? I'm not really sure. I can't remember if we've got anybody that's.
I don't think we do have anyone scheduled. Cool. I think that I was talking to Drew about doing an episode with him, but I don't think that we have any guests lined up until first couple weeks of August.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we definitely have some in August. So. All right. Well, you know what? Actually, I wonder then if we don't have anything, maybe we'll talk to Shauna from the Atheist Parent Group that we have out here and have her come on and talk about how she started the group, why she started it, it's a secret group, and kind of maybe talk a little bit about being a kind of in the closet atheist parent, because I don't think that they're.
What I see so far is that our next 2 episodes, on the 3rd and the 10th, we don't have anyone necessarily lined up, but on the 17th, episode 48, we're going to have Wesley from Atheist Nomads.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to Wesley. I've been trying to catch up on his show, and it's awesome. He's a pretty cool sounding guy. I guess Wesley's also been on. He's friends with the guys over at Ask an Atheist, and so he's been on there a couple of times. So that's pretty cool. I'm really excited to kind of talk with him and see what's going on with him. Amanda just reminded me that of a wedding that I'm officiating on Sunday next week. So that might be a little tough with me being on the episode unless it's going to be there. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to marry someone.
Woo!
Well, some people, because it's not just one person's not marrying themselves. That would be kind of weird. But yeah, so that should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, other than that, obviously, check out our website, www.thoughtprophets.com. Find us on Twitter. Definitely, like I said, use your favorite podcast, your podcast aggregator. iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, all that kind of fun stuff. Rate us, if you would please. Rate us and subscribe to us, because that's how we get more famous, and that would be awesome. And yeah, other than that, that was a good conversation, David. Appreciate you coming on, and we just kicking it old school a little. So, yeah.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure being here. Hopefully, I can come back next time.
I'm not really sure if we're gonna have that happen, but definitely appreciate your contributions this time. They were adequate, to say the least. So. Right. Yeah. So, anyways, all right, man. Well, thanks a lot for being here, and everybody else, you. Have a godless night.